Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. 6 o'clock location, we have FXOqxc starting as the purple Terran, losing game 2 in a really difficult situation. It looked like he was in a fantastic situation. But July zerg just ripping control out of his hands with a nice all-in. Let's see if QXC can win on this match. This is Shattered Temple, tends to be more favorable towards a long-term economic Terran style of play, but QXC again tends to play aggressive. I assume we are in fact going to see a double barracks opening once again. It is possible, granted, that QXC might mix it up, but why switch off something that's basically won you the first game, almost won you the second game? Might as well execute it again. July zerg, 12 o'clock location. Pink zerg, he's been in this situation 100 times before though. On the edge, he's very calm, very collected, and very good at adjusting this exact sort of thing. This initial supply depot might indicate that in fact QXC is opening up double barracks, which I kind of want him to actually play a more long-term economic game, because this is a difficult map to execute that double barracks opening just because it has a large distance on top of everything else. Looks like there is a barracks. This is the first barracks planted. We'll see how QXC decides, okay, how he follows it up. I'm just waiting. But interestingly enough, early extractor, and is it going to be canceled? No cancel from July zerg. He's going to open up with speed zerglings to try to counter this. It is possible he could go early lair, but I think we are in fact going to see a speed zergling opening, try to abuse the distance, cut off reinforcements, use their mobility for counterattack options, things like that. Extractor up, 3 harvesters in it. It is going to slow down his early economy, keep in mind. Spawning pool about halfway finished, and it looks like we do have double barracks on the front for QXC. Now the question is will he be able to execute the same build cross position? First SCV scouting out. I think NASL maps you can't have close ground, you can't have close air. So let's see if QXC just goes for the cross position scout. In the meantime, Overlord for July hanging out at the 3 o'clock location. Isn't sending out a drone scout because he really doesn't need it, not with the zerglings. Not with speed zerglings. Specifically what they're meant to do is not just stop this attack, but also deny information to QXC. Initial zerglings being created, orbital command up and running, but we already have Marines running cross field. Now that he scouted the close air, he knows where July zerg's base is. July zerg is going to be able to see this incoming with that Overlord. And this is critical. Next few moments can depict the entire match. More Marines pressing forward. First zerglings out in the field. Some more brethren going to join momentarily. Both players need to preserve as much as they can. SCV being hunted down. Speed is not kicked in yet, about a third, and unfortunately QXC is going to be able to get in July zerg's face long before that speed kicks in. Natural expansion planted, so July zerg not really going to be able to utilize it. 3 Marines, actually QXC might realize, okay, not an expansion opening build. July zerg getting too aggressive, moving forward. Beautiful micro from QXC. Completely dispatching every single zergling but one there. July zerg going to be forced to produce more zerglings out in the field, actually moving his very slow queen forward as well. Waiting for more SCV support to try to plant a bunker, because honestly QXC doesn't need to run in. He just needs to buy time, get a bunker up. Even if July zerg pulls drones off the line to fight it, it's going to hurt him economically, and it looks like, okay, we do have a bunker now being placed. Queen has taken some damage, needs to be very careful on this ramp. Was extremely close to dead. 40 health. July zerg has to pull it back. He cannot sacrifice it at this stage. Zergling staging forward. Drones coming off the line. Bunker halfway finished. This is going to be huge. This is speed upgraded. Moving. Drones get the surround with the zerglings. Looks like they were able to get plenty of zerglings on the front. The Marines getting completely wiped out. Nothing left to be in the bunker, and a ton of zerglings now out for July zerg. That bunker should be recycled instantaneously for QXC. Now July zerg, his economy hurting. 11 harvesters versus 17, but he does have map control, he does have vision control. Those speed zerglings going to be able to wreak havoc, at least in open field, but they're going to be pinned behind that wall. QXC continuing to produce Marines, going to get that command center up, it's about halfway finished. Also additional barracks, and yeah, preventative bunker, absolutely necessary. Remember game 2, QXC knows he's in a fantastic economic position. In fact, I would actually say maybe even just sit on one base until you're absolutely sure you can take and hold this natural expansion. July zerg going to try to deny that as long as possible. Keep in mind he also has that vision advantage. QXC, unless he expends a comm set, has no idea what's going on, and he may not want to do so. Scanner sweep. I apologize. Harvesters evened up. In the meantime, July zerg with those zerglings out in the field can just pump drones. He knows he's safe. He knows he can spot anything that's coming out in the field. He knows he has those speed zerglings, so a lot of territory to harass, do some micro against those Marines. So just going to continue to build drones. It's also getting a Roach Warren. Looks like he is starting to mine gas once again. Kept off for quite some time there. The Zergling's actually pulling back. And it looks like they're going to move up to the Destructible Rock at the Gold Expansion. So perhaps this is the way July Zerg is planning on catching up. Although he does still have a solid supply lead, just pumping out the drones. And he might have actually, wow, he's actually taken the lead with the Harvester count. Incredible. Wow, July Zerg knowing exactly what he needs to do is actually caught up economically and then some. If he takes his Gold Expansion, he's actually going to be economically ahead. QXC needs to drop the mules just to compare economically at this stage. I'm not sure if there were missed SCVs or what. Unbelievable. No, I guess that's just the power of Zerg. In the meantime, factory planning, tech lab up and running, 3 barracks on the low ground, stim pack upgrading. But July Zerg, 52 out of 52 supply, the macro monster. And that just shows you how good he is and why he is a Code S player. 5 roaches on the way. Natural expansion planting. I would actually expect 2 bunkers from QXC. He's going to need them. The high ground has been recycled. Zerglings pressing forward. QXC actually leaving some Marines on the back ramp. Going to be necessary. Still going to lose some Marines on the low ground, though. Pushing up. Zerglings going to escape while they can. But in the meantime, July Zerg, got distracted by the little red icon there. July Zerg moving the roaches forward to get aggressive and producing 20 Zerglings all at once with this entire wave. He's going in for a counter all-in attack. Feeling that QXC still might have that economic lead, he wants to end this now. Hellion not going to scout this. This is huge. Oh my goodness, that Hellion had to sneak around to spot this incoming. QXC in the dark, doesn't have a second bunker, needs this bunker now. Unfortunately, oh, it's going to be too late. Zerglings already crushing down with all of those roaches, taking a lot of damage for them. Hellion's completely surrounded. SCV's trying to come off the line to provide some repair support, but it is too late. First bunker down. Hellion being group prepared, but the roach is still breaching that ramp. More Zerglings pressing in. Looks like they might be able to surround that Hellion, but doing plenty of damage and distractionary attacks for those roaches in the meantime. Oh my goodness. QXC abandoning his natural expansion. Look at the supply count. July Zerg still ahead. Incredible, and he's producing nothing but Zerglings and roaches to continue with this attack. Bunkers being taken out. The barracks will be able to produce a single Marauder, but July Zerg has breached the top ramp. There is a tank to provide some support and maybe retake the gap. But July Zerg doing everything he can in the meantime. Only 2 roaches, group repair with some SCVs will keep that siege tank alive. And it looks like QXC might be able to at least stay in this game, but July Zerg all of a sudden in a commanding position. Unbelievable. Producing a Spire to follow this up as well. And wow, QXC's not going to have anything to hold that back. More roaches moving in. Zerglings breaching the ramp, and oh my goodness, too many roaches. They can do too much damage too rapidly for these SCVs. QXC has to retreat. Once again, 2 siege tanks against a huge amount of roaches. Oh my goodness, going to be focus fire down and being staggered. 1 siege tank down, more roaches still pressing forward. QXC doing everything he can just to stem the tide. Oh my goodness. SCVs off the line. On the breach, not the best engagement point for them. The roaches annihilating everything. Oh, and if this isn't enough, July Zerg has that Spire in production. QXC has 2 Marines on the ground that are already going to die just to the roach fire. That siege tank going to be taken out as well. Even if QXC stops this attack, that's game. And oh my, unbelievable play from July Zerg. Incredible. Wow. That's all I can say to this play. Still fighting it out, still has 3 roaches in the mean, also taking the gold expansion. And really I have to go to nature for this one. Sometimes you have wolves like QXC, and nature has built their jaw to cling on to anything that's trying to pull away. But July Zerg, being that desperate prey in this situation, instead turns around and shoves his bitten limb down the wolf's throat. QXC down to 23 supply, July Zerg at 72. Mutalisks already incoming. There is nothing to stop them. July Zerg going to once again rob QXC of victory, and this has to be so frustrating for QXC. 5 Marines, but it is not going to be enough. Those just, oh my goodness. Mutalisks can heads up take these units out. This is the first time QXC has peaked anywhere on this map. And keep in mind that clutch moment earlier, July Zerg just barely sniping that Hellion, denying all information up to this stage, basically. sees maybe a hint of those Mutalisks diving in. He doesn't even have an engineering bay. That is going to be it. GG as soon as he sees those Mutalisks diving into his main. Wow. Great, great play from Zerg. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Amazing match. Thank you for listening.